David Prutton's midweek EFL predictions. David Prutton returns with his Sky Bet EFL predictions ahead of the midweek fixtures, but who is he tipping for victory? I think what we saw from West Brom at the weekend. I think Liam Rosenior called it winning ugly. I thought they were better than Stoke, managed to not necessarily dominate, but I just think they were more clinical, which is going to stand them in good stead between now and the end of the season. They are joint top goal scorers for a reason, because they've got fantastic players who know exactly where they are going. It'll be tough for Forest, even with Lewis Grabban coming back into the team and Molla Wague scoring on his debut, so I still think what we've seen so far from Forest is that there's still a bit of work for Martin O'Neill to do. Prutton predicts 2-0, 15 halves with Sky Bet. It's going to be immensely tough for Bolton between now and the end of the season. Birmingham were involved in one of the games of the weekend. They were cruising 4-0 up against QPR, but they let a goal in just before halftime. With Che Adams and the type of form that he is in, it's going to be a hell of a job for Phil Parkinson's men to be able to contain the Blues, and Gary Monk is doing a great job. They are 8th at the moment, and with the kind of form they are in, as well as the goal-scoring power they've got, they aren't the biggest outside bet for the playoffs. Prutton predicts 2-0, 9 halves with Sky Bet. This feels like a Hull home win. The defeat to Derby at the weekend went against them. But when you've got Jared Bowen and Kamil Grosicki scoring, and you are playing the way you are, Rotherham will find this very difficult. Rotherham are very much like Millwall in that their home form is going to be key, and it's a case of home comforts and being that the New York Stadium is where they feel most threatening, so I'm backing Hull. Prutton predicts 2-0, 15 halves with Sky Bet. This should be a very good game. Villa showed tremendous spirit and fight to come back from 3-0 down to draw 3-3 with Sheffield United last Friday. Dean Smith could mitigate that. Parts of the game went against them, with Billy Sharp's second goal being both offside and a foul. Definitively, there are question marks over Villa, and the kind of football Brentford can produce on occasion is breathtaking, to be honest. I think the irony of that is that Dean will go back and see the building blocks that he put in place. Prutton predicts 2-2, 11-1 with Sky Bet. Leeds have got to do something to get back to winning ways. The Daniel James transfer saga will provide a nice little narrative to this, but I don't think this will be as straightforward for Leeds as they might think, playing against a Swansea side that has been dismantled over the course of the season, whose aim is to finish safely in mid-table. Leeds would have sat and watched the East Anglian Derby and seen Norwich come away with a 3-0 win over Ipswich that put them back to the top of the table, so they'll want to win this, but I'm going for a draw. Prutton predicts 1-1, 13 halves with Sky Bet. I like Preston. I think Alan Brown, with the kind of goal-scoring form he's been in over the course of the season, adds to their threat, and Tom Barkhuizen is also coming back from injury to show what he can do. There's just something about Norwich, though. The fact they've got so many goals out of Teemu Pukki is just fantastic. They are playing with confidence. They are playing with energy. Yes, it was a good result against Ipswich, but you presume that to be the case. The more eye-catching one was the win against Leeds the week before. Prutton predicts 1-3, 22-1 with Sky Bet. Once you get to the 90th minute of a game, you presume that a 1-0 lead will be enough. But when 12 minutes of added time was shown in Middlesbrough's game with Leeds last Saturday, it gave the opposition impetus, and Calvin Phillips scored a late equaliser. The same could be said for United. I don't think Chris Wilder will have necessarily read them the right act, but he'll have been animated and honest in his appraisal of what he saw from his side against Villa. To be 3-0 up after 82 minutes and then to draw 3-3, I think Billy Sharp's face on the bench said it all. I sense there will be a reaction at Bramall Lane, which is a great place to play football when it's bouncing. Prutton predicts 2-1, 17 halves with Sky Bet. Bristol City vs QPR, Tuesday, 2-1, 15 halves. Millwall vs Sheffield Wednesday, Tuesday, 0-1, 8-1. Ipswich vs Derby, Wed, 0-1, 5-1. Wigan vs Stoke, Wed, 1-1, 5-1, Reading vs Blackburn, Wed 8 p.m, 1-1, 5-1, predict 6 correct scores for your chance to win £250,000.